Wolfridge 17 VS has officially left the woodyard. A couple days here. Well, it hasn't officially left. It's up in the front waiting to be picked up by Mr. Bob Nelson, the Bob Nelson, tomorrow. So yeah, it was great having it here for a couple days. Didn't get to run it a whole lot the second day that I had it, just a little bit. I had a short window of time to, I actually pumped out quite a bit of maple mini splits. I'll show you here in a second, but yeah, that thing is, it can get a lot done in a short period of time. And the vertical, like I mentioned before in the previous video, I'd only run a vertical machine once before, but I could see where, you know, once you got into the flow of things, once you got used to things and you were comfortable with the foot control and, you know, the alignment of where you wanted the wood to meet the wedge, I think could really make a lot of firewood. And it's nice because it's got that log lift on there. It was a very cool machine to try out. But now, like I mentioned, it is out of the wood yard, so we got to get back to things. Just got a couple little things to do here. The trailer that was full of the ash, the 3 big rounds of ash, we are going to get that stacked in a little bit. But let me show you kind of what the 17 VS, the Wolfridge 17 VS, what I was able to get done with it as far as the mini firewood production. So I did have a few pieces that were a little longer than 5 inches, so I just broke that one piece down to some sauna wood. So I have a little pile of sauna wood there, and again, I was, like I mentioned, I only had a little bit of time, so I had to kind of just run everything, push everything off into a pile here, because some of these pieces do need to be, like this piece right here, does need to be obviously split down with the little hatchet. So that'll be a quick and easy little task for the little boss man. There also are a few pieces that were, again, these might need just one more hit with the hatchet. Again, something for little boss man to keep him busy. He can also pick all this up, sort it out, organize it. Some pieces may or may not be, you know, like this piece right here. That won't go down the line into, that'll be actually held back for our personal tabletop fire pit burning. This won't go into shipping and receiving. But then I had the 5 bags of oak. I had 1 bag of maple, and then I tried to just start running the maple into these boxes that I have from Costco, but I knew after I filled these 2 up, I knew I wasn't going to be able to get done in time all of the rounds that I had. I had 1 maple log that I processed up. So that's when I said, all right, I'm just going to run these. I filled up that box, and then I just kind of put everything into this little pile right here. Not a huge deal, but a huge pile of mini splits. That pile's all maple, and then like I mentioned, these 2 boxes here, maple, that bag is maple, and then there's 5 bags of oak. So a very good amount of mini firewood produced in just, well, not even, I can't really even call it a day. It was an hour one evening and then a little bit the next evening. So there it is. The mini firewood production that was given a little vertical boost. And by vertical, of course, I mean vertical splitter, because that is what the Wolfridge 17 VS is. So, all right, on to what I wanted to get done today. And I am going to be having some assistance out here. Amanda is going to be getting home shortly, and I figured why not just wait and have a nice little evening here stacking up some ash firewood.
Bill, and all the females stood behind him, and then he was just fine standing there, and then the boys started running. Are we checking up? The boys started running, and he got all crazy and took off after Preston, and then Ben went over and was went up to the fence, and he...
So for those who are wondering, the maple mini firewood. I only offer that actually in the mixed option. So I have oak, cherry, and then a mix. And the mix is the only one that has the maple in it. I was kind of debating on offering just straight maple. The nice thing about the maple is I personally think it gives off one of the better flames for the tabletop fire pit, but it also does burn a little bit quicker. So that's why I like to put it in with the mix with the oak, so then that way, you know, you throw a little piece of oak in and maybe a couple little pieces of maple, you get a good flame, but you get the oak to give you the bed of coals to then keep the fire going. So I don't know, I've kind of been debating whether or not to maybe offer just straight maple. I'm not sure. So let me know if you guys have any feedback on that. For those of you that have tabletop fire pits, let me know. Do you think you would want the option to just get the straight maple? And again, this is all just stuff I'm kind of, you know, figuring out as I go, but it is nice to get feedback from, you know, people that perhaps are end users or just, you know, people who, you know, have an opinion. Like, let me know, what do you think? Straight maple or just keep maple with the mix? Because that's, I think, what kind of provides the overall best experience, is to just have it to mix in, get that great flame. But now the thing is that I got a whole bunch of maple that is going to be ready to go here shortly, because that's the other nice thing about maple, is it does dry fairly quick, it burns great, and I don't know, to me it's my favorite recreational firewood. So maybe it would be a nice addition to add to the mini firewood assortment. You could have oak, cherry, maple, or a mix of all three. That would give you 4 choices to make. Ooh, I do kind of like that maybe. So as we're stacking up this firewood here, this ash, all of the slash from the ash, we will be setting aside, and I'm going to be taking that up to the fire pit for tomorrow night on the Friday Night live stream. Last week we burned that mulberry, which actually burned surprisingly a lot better than I thought it would. I had heard that it was a lot of crackling and snapping and popping, which it did do a little bit of that, but it didn't really throw any embers too far, and I thought it burned actually great. I mean, gave off a decent flame, but it really produced a nice hot burning bed of coals. So it was one of those, you know, extended, it would extend your burning experience. Like, you get a bed of coals going with that, you get sheep throwing stuff on, and like I said, I was surprised at how well the mulberry burned. But this week we will be burning up the slash, so we'll have some big bright flames hopefully tomorrow night. So tune in, Friday Night Live, the live stream right here, Back 40 Firewood, 8 p.m. Central.